and he talked about it. He said, I don't want to do an exhibition against Floyd Mayweather. He said, I'm only doing real fights. And of course, I can't get up high in weight, but I'll fight him in a real fight at the weight that I'm at.
Crawford shuts down the exhibition talk, and instantly the atmosphere tightens. This isn't nostalgia, it's pride colliding with purpose in real time. Floyd's push feels strategic, almost territorial. One man is protecting an era. The other is building his own. There's respect here, but it's layered with tension. Every word carries competitive undertones, and from the opening minute, you can sense this is bigger than a payday. Now the debate sharpens into something deeper.
One thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Is he, and Floyd,
it's up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, bro. Keep it real.
I'm never.
Money versus legacy. This is the fork in the road. A Mayweather fight guarantees headlines and revenue, but does it advance Crawford's all-time standing? That's the uncomfortable question hovering over everything. Floyd mastered the business of boxing. Crawford is chasing permanence in boxing history. Two philosophies. Two visions, and neither side is willing to blink. Respect turns subtly competitive here.
Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. I never looked at.
Crawford praises Floyd, calling him the king of his era, but then he separates himself by emphasizing risk-taking. That distinction isn't accidental, it's calculated. Great fighters compare themselves through legacy metrics. Risk becomes currency in greatness debates. Admiration slowly transforms into contrast. Contrast evolves into rivalry. And rivalry fuels historic matchups. Now we divide Floyd into two identities.
Hit and not get hit, and to make the adjustments that he's made to certain fighters. You know, he's
the pound for pound top fighter in boxing right now is Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford, I just truly believe he doesn't have to be under my company for me to give a guy props. I'm not like that. You know, if he's ever free.
Pretty boy Floyd was explosive and aggressive. Money Mayweather became defensive mastery. One chased knockouts, the other chased perfection. Which version shows up against Bud, the younger predator or the seasoned strategist? That answer changes pacing entirely, because Crawford thrives when forced to adapt, and adaptation defines elite outcomes. This is where technical brilliance dominates.
both boxing. I think, I take more chances, right now. But earlier in his career, he was taking a lot of chances as well. So,
Mayweather's jab controlled distance like a remote. His timing erased momentum before it built. Counterpunching wasn't reaction, it was anticipation. Against that discipline, impatience becomes fatal. Crawford would need layered setups. He'd need discipline without hesitation. One mistimed exchange could cost rounds, and Floyd rarely wastes scoring opportunities. Here's Crawford's defining evidence.
you talk about money, or do you talk about Pretty Boy? Because Pretty Boy was what is seek and destroy.
Free, and he want to go to any company. If he's a free agent, I would love to work with him if he's free, because I know that what I can do to take him to that next level. Because with Jimmy Sandler, raw talent, hell of a fighter. And there's a lot of hell of a fighters out there.
The Spence performance wasn't competitive, it was commanding. 3 knockdowns. Tactical domination. Bud shifted stances and tempo effortlessly. He neutralized an undefeated champion with composure. That display proved championship intelligence. It validated his pound-for-pound claim, and it forced the boxing world to pay attention. Now the comparisons feel unavoidable. The fantasy scenario begins to breathe. Prime versus Prime strips away excuses. Crawford probes with versatility. Floyd downloads data with patience. Neither man rushes the moment. Every feint carries meaning. Every defensive slip sends a message. The crowd would feel tension before action, because high-level chess rarely looks chaotic. Power enters the equation.
Defensive work. Pernell with it.
Chin.
Crawford finishes fights with authority, his power changes rhythm instantly, but Floyd's defense absorbed aggression masterfully, shoulder roll, subtle pivots, precise counters. Does raw force disrupt calculated defense, or does precision neutralize power? One exchange could flip momentum, and momentum defines championship rounds. Now the middle rounds reshape everything.
Footwork.
Floyd sharpens timing and dictates tempo. Crawford increases pressure and angles. Scorecards become razor thin. Momentum swings quietly, not dramatically. Judges lean round by round. Fans argue between brilliance and activity. This would not be dominance. It would be debate material for decades. The real danger steps into focus.
Like you. Legacy.
Canelo changes the tone entirely. This isn't about finesse, it's about force, size and power shift the dynamic. Crawford would be climbing weight and expectation. One mistake at 168 carries heavier consequences. Physicality becomes unavoidable. This is no longer theory. It's risk at championship scale. Roy Jones adds credibility to the concern.
Look at this, it's unbelievable. Young boxing fans are watching Floyd Mayweather. You're seeing one of the greatest defensive fighter of all time. I mean, that's how strong. If you wear it, then he's still wearing it. You think you can. And again, it's not just hand.
When a legend favors Canelo's power, perception shifts. Power is the ultimate equalizer. Weight divisions exist for a reason. Crawford's skill is elite, but durability at higher mass remains unproven. That uncertainty creates suspense, and suspense elevates anticipation, because unknown variables define big fights.
The head, the way he rolls and punches, the way he makes a miss. I mean, here we go. First series of punches, nothing really landed. Terrific fighter. Mayweather.
Crawford isn't chasing comfort. He's chasing rare air. Jumping 2 divisions invites scrutiny. Victory rewrites history books. Defeat invites criticism. There is no safe outcome here. This is ambition at maximum risk, and greatness demands that kind of courage.
Crawford cares about his life, and with that fight, what do that fight do for Canelo? Fighting Crawford, and Crawford beats Canelo. What do that do for Canelo? I just think that there are so many other fights to make that's realistic, it makes sense, and less life risking on top of the risk that we risk stepping in there with God.
Benavidez remains in the shadows. Titles complicate scheduling, sanctioning bodies demand structure, superfights disrupt order. Canelo controls leverage through timing. Crawford challenges that hierarchy. This isn't just about belts, it's about power dynamics.
Boot time to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy.
September 13th feels symbolic. Mexican Independence Weekend amplifies tradition. Las Vegas becomes a ritual stage. Historic dates magnify pressure. Pressure influences performance. Performance shapes legacy. When timing aligns with culture, stakes multiply, and expectations rise instantly.
A lot of people are saying, like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight, or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What do you got to prove to Boots? Boot time to take over and start beating the guys around.
T-Mobile Arena favors familiarity. Canelo commands that stage. Crowd energy influences perception. Judges are human. Momentum can feel louder in certain corners. Crawford would need composure. Hostile atmospheres test discipline, and discipline separates champions.
Around him, prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He will take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez next. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
And now you want me to do something. Canelo's not coming down to 60.
It's Crawford who wants it. He wants the chance to prove it. He's the best.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
And and again, that's one of what's happening on the shakeup of the new world order, where you got fighters that's really 54 at best.
Canelo's prime window isn't infinite. Retirement whispers grow louder, opportunities narrow with age, delay alters trajectories. Take the fight now or risk missing legacy. Timing. Crawford's momentum feels urgent. Canelo's timing feels strategic, and strategy defines elite careers.
Crawford, I'm not sure about that because Crawford does have punching power and shock, but I think Canelo's no big. He showed tonight that he's pretty big, so I probably would rather see.
Negotiations tighten, dates shuffle, activity maintains sharpness, inactivity invites doubt. Crawford's form feels peaking, Canelo calculates carefully, different tempos create friction, and friction shapes decisions.
Charlo fight Crawford first, and then see how that goes. If he does good against Charlo with the weight, then let's see him come up and fight Canelo. Yes, but not right now. I want to see Crawford come up with some weight classes and show he can be dominant at 54. You understand me? Crawford won a pound best fight to fight.
To take on a Canelo who can actually fight a cruiserweight and maybe give a cruiserweight, especially at this moment, all the hell they can want. You can't hurt a guy like Canelo. And you don't have height and depth to be able to at least have something to work with. Then we're going to see another, what they say, boring fight, not say a smart fight.
The IBF angle introduces structural delay, mandatories don't pause for super fights, titles come with obligations, promoters balance spectacle and compliance, fans demand clarity, clarity rarely arrives easily, boxing often battles itself first, and time keeps moving.
Being that you're obviously again appealing to Team Crawford, can you confirm? Are we gonna see that fight? Has it been made official? Is it official?
It's on, baby. September 13th, baby. Look forward to it. Crawford versus Canelo.
Heard it.
Listen how I said it.
Hey, are we getting this
Crawford
confirmation here
Canelo.
first?
You understand?
Sparring stories circulate, expert analysis intensifies debate, size versus skill dominates conversation. Crawford's ring IQ versus Canelo's physicality, imposing dimension becomes central. At 168, strength feels heavier, control becomes more demanding, execution must approach perfection.
You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why?
Floyd's motives linger in the background. Is this ego, business, or legacy preservation? Crawford stands between security and risk. One path guarantees revenue, the other promises potential immortality. That tension fuels the entire narrative. Greatness rarely chooses comfort. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.